Today is the day, guys. I'm finally going to do it. I'm going to repot my aloe vera and give some of these babies to my friends, put some of them in my garden, and just give this big guy some room to breathe. Maybe let's talk about some care tips as well. So, this is Ellie. She is about 2 years old now. I keep her in my bedroom close to the window. I just love the fresh air that she brings in the house. This is one of the more common aloe veras you will find in your nursery. And I would like to use her as an example of why I think everybody should have an aloe vera. Even if you are not big on plants or you are thinking of getting a plant, an aloe vera is a great plant to start off with. They are easy to take care of. They don't need a lot of attention. Just a window that gives bright light, or even better, keep them outside in the sun. Let's talk about watering. They are great at keeping water in their leaves. That's why they have these big fleshy leaves. You don't have to water them as often as your typical houseplant. I water mine about every 2 to 3 weeks in the summer, and in the winter I can easily leave it for a month before I water it. The most common problem people have with them is overwatering, so keep that in mind, that less is more with them. They do produce babies very quickly, so they are very easy to propagate and to get more of. NASA did rate them as one of their top air purifying plants, along with peace, lily, and the spider plant. Soil mix and fertilizer. Like all succulents, they do like a well-draining soil, so I would say use cactus mix, and you can even add in some perlite just to give that extra space between the ground for aeration and for the water to drain through. But don't fear if you don't have cactus mix or you don't have perlite. You can simply just pop them in the ground. They are very strong surviving plants, so they will still grow. Maybe not as fast as they would in cacti mix, but they will still thrive and grow big just over a longer period of time. Which also reminds me, you don't need to fertilize as often as typical plants once in their active growing months, once the whole summer and spring. Isn't that nice? Let's talk about propagation and repotting. They can go a long time in a pot. This one is 2 years now in this pot. They can still thrive even though they are root bound. But of course it is advised to move them to a bigger pot when you start noticing if you poke around in the ground and there are more roots than grounds, which is of course the definition of root bound. An easy way to check that also is to check if there are roots coming out of the pot beneath. This guy is so heavy. This one actually still looks fine. Ooh, but I'm still going to repot her and remove the babies because I feel it's getting a bit crowded. What do you say? Let's get started. Let's remove her from her pot. Maybe best to do this outside. I think this is going to be a mess. Okay, just so that you know, I did wait for the soil to be a bit more dry. It just makes the transition a bit more easier and less muddy. And let's get into it. Ooh. This is messy. There is already a few babies that came loose. Let's see. Oh, okay, this is good. This one has its own roots already. Let's see about the rest. This one as well. These two as well. Okay. This one only has a little bit, one root. I'm not too worried. This one as well, it doesn't have any roots at all. I'm still going to plant them. They will still thrive they will still shoot out roots. This one also just came out. This one as well. Looks like most of them have their own roots. And I'm just going to remove the soil, see how it's looking. Still looks good. Let's add some soil. Now for the babies, I think I'm only going to plant 3 of them, and then the rest I'm going to plant in my garden. So let's get the soil mixed up. There we go, all soiled up. Let's plant these babies. If you are struggling with them to stand up, you can also always just place a rock in the side they are leaning to, and that will help them stand up. And the rest I'm going to plant in my garden. And there we go, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video.